Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 717, which means that since this project started, for 717 consecutive days without the day off, I was blogging and podcasting every single day. So as I go along with this project and its kind of format of journaling, every single day I write the blog post and then I record also the podcast episode, like the video or audio, depending on which platform you're using. And there is one central point, which is the blog, where I embed that video as well. So it's a probably the most efficient or the most central point to consume the project altogether. But if you prefer blog or the podcast separately, then it's fine. They just complement each other a little bit, so it's not always exactly the same that is written in the blog and said in the podcast. Today is Wednesday, but obviously because it's the format of this journal is about back blogging or back vlogging or back journaling, it will be about Tuesday, which was yesterday. Some nice temperatures and weather came to Ireland, especially to the west coast, and we are getting better and better days. This September is definitely much better than the whole summer was. And despite the fact that the school year started, people try to use as much of that time as possible coming to the beach during the day. But Tuesday was supposed to be our day off, so we removed any possibility of booking within the system, so nobody could book the sauna on Tuesday. But we placed a story on Instagram to say that we will be potentially at the beach in a private format, let's say just for ourselves. But if somebody happens to be around and wants to use the sauna, we will facilitate them. But the morning started pretty normal. I would say it was a nice morning. We drove Julian to school and then we headed straight to Rosnaula because we wanted to get some walk at the beach. And first we decided that we'll go for some coffee to Brewbox, and we parked just beside the Sandhouse Hotel. I walked to Joe, the owner of Brewbox, and we had a nice chat. I took our coffees and some sweets and returned to the car. Then we drove down to the beach. The tide was already going out, so we were able to drive in just to kind of have a nice view of the ocean and consume whatever coffee and snacks we had with my wife. And it was a very nice morning, but we decided that instead of doing the walk in the same place, we might go to the Rosnaula Lower, which is the beach that I was writing and talking about a bit sometimes, but it's not very often that we go there recently. But we decided to go there and maybe, have a walk there, just kind of a bit of change. And we started driving towards it, and for some reason I was so preoccupied speaking to my wife that I missed the junction. And I kept going, and then I realized, I need to turn around. But before I did so, Elizabeth suggested that since we're going towards home anyway, and along the way we have Murva, we can as well do the walk at Murva. So we didn't turn around. We drove all the way to Murva Beach, and we went for a walk there. It was, again, nice weather, and we enjoyed it. And as we were approaching kind of 3.5, I would say, kilometers, so about just over 2 miles, I've spotted something weird on the beach, and I knew that it looks like jellyfish. It was dark like seaweeds, but it was definitely a jellyfish, and I was suspecting that it might be something big, and indeed it was. It was the first time I've seen in Ireland and on the west coast the lion's mane jellyfish. It was washed ashore. I know that it's potent even when it dies and it's washed ashore for quite a long time, so I wasn't messing with it too much. But it was an amazing view, to be honest. It wasn't the biggest of lion's manes, but it was big for jellyfish, and lion's mane jellyfish are probably the biggest jellyfish known to a man. So, and they happen to occur in our waters. It's just that for 2 years living here, I have never seen any of them, and suddenly one of them is in Donegal Bay and washed ashore at Merva, which is quite unusual because these are very shallow waters. Most of the jellyfish that we stumble upon are just moon jellyfish or compass jellyfish, so nothing of that size and that far or deep into the bay. But here it is. I might actually put the picture in the blog so you can see the comparison of my foot against the whole jellyfish. It's usually about a feet, maximum of feet diameter in general, the big jellyfish, but this one it was much bigger than my foot. So, and it was impressive because it has a lot of that kind of, tentacles or whatever, and a lot of stuff around it. I don't know the technical terms or how they are called specifically, but it definitely looks much more impressive than any other jellyfish. And afterwards we went back home. We picked Julian from school. I went to pick some groceries and we enjoyed some meal together. And then Julian stayed at home and we drove for an evening here at Rosnella. Elizabeth wanted to do a proper session for herself. Tide was in, so we stayed at the ramp, and she said that she had the best session ever. So she really enjoyed that. It was beautiful sunset, and in the end, we happened to have two clients, a father and daughter, which was very nice. We obviously facilitated them. They enjoyed the views and the heat of the sauna and going to the ocean. So it was a day off, but not so off as I titled the episode. So that was pretty much it. I went a little bit late to sleep, so I'm a bit groggy today, but about it I will be talking in the next episode. So thank you very much for being here. I appreciate your time. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are on the globe. Stay tuned and see you again tomorrow.